Welcome back. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to fold the Origami X-Wing fighter designed by Chris Alexander, the designs for which can be found in his book Star Wars Origami. It's a great book. It has lots of great models for folding. Now, this model will start with an origami square piece of paper. I'm going to use an A4 piece of paper to get started and make it into a square by folding the top edge down like this and aligning it with the left hand edge to make my square. If you do not have a origami square, you can do this. If you have origami paper, you'll simply want to fold one corner to the other corner in order to get yourself the first valley fold. Now, when you get started, you'll want to make sure that your corner to corner valley fold like this has the colored side or the pattern side of the paper facing down. Then take this corner here and valley fold it up this way like so, and that will give you the diagonal from the other direction, and this will create what I usually call the origami X. Flip your paper over, fold the bottom edge up to the top, and this will give you a valley fold right horizontally right through the center of the page, and then open your model up. Fold the right hand edge over to the left hand edge and crease right along that vertical line for a valley fold. Now you'll have mountain folds on the diagonals, valley folds on the horizontal and vertical. Flip your paper over and you're going to take the magic button, press that magic button in the center, reversing your creases, and this will fold these two edges down to the center and squash fold into your water bomb base. Now we have 4 flaps, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to need to fold those and squash fold them all the same. So you're going to take this outside edge, fold it in towards the center, valley folding it, and make sure your creases are accurate so it's pointy at the top and right along the center as it goes through the model. Then you're going to open this flap back up, lift it straight up, separate the two pieces of paper, and take this flap and squash fold it down. You want that squash fold to be so that the center line is actually right in the center, and it should look something like that when you're done. Then fold this flap over back to the right, and you'll have this little pointy flap sticking out here at the bottom. Now you're going to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so here we go a little bit faster. Folding that outside edge into the center, crease it well, open the flap up, separate the flap, 2 sides of paper, squash fold it down, flip this one back over to the left, and you have two points down here. Flip it over, repeat the whole thing on the other side, this side into the center, crease it, open this flap back up, separate the flap, squash fold the flap, fold this left edge over to the right edge, take this edge, fold it in towards the center, crease it, open that flap up, lift it up, separate it, squash fold it, and flip it back to the left. Okay, now that we've got that finished, we need to take the top here and sink fold it to make the top of our model here. The sink fold will end up looking something like that when you're done. Okay, if you have the paper in the book, it's pretty clear where that sink fold should be, and you can just do that. But if you just are using a regular sheet of paper, take this tip, fold it all the way down to here, gently mark that fold. I'm going to put a pencil line there just so you can see it in the video. Then take this tip, fold it down to the mark, and mark your crease yet again, and now fold it one more time in half, and that is the little bit there that we will sink fold. Crease it really nice and hard with your bone folder. Then we're going to unfold that piece, open up the whole model like this, and one hand on the inside, one hand on the outside, press that little point in. Now I've found that it's most helpful to kind of go back and recrease these by pinching them. So I have my finger underneath the crease to kind of hold it in the right place, and then I'm pinching with my index finger and my thumb to get a mountain fold right where I want it, so that when I fold it back down, it creases where I want it to. It's a little bit difficult, especially for my big fingers, to get it creased inward without that extra mountain fold. Okay, once you're done mountain folding those, you can start by pressing down a little bit as you fold in and crease those pieces in towards center. Now, my fingers are a little bit too thick to get into this hole once it starts getting smaller, so I've found that taking a little shish kebab skewer that I use in my classroom to clear out glue bottle tops, to just gently press the paper in as that sink fold is getting put together. Okay, so that's what our sink fold should look like at the end. Now readjust so you have these 4 flaps here down at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to refold these just a bit. You're going to take this edge and flip it over once to reveal this kind of look here. Then take the back edge, same thing, and flip it over once, so you have the same fold on the back there. Now we're going to learn a petal fold that we're going to repeat 4 more times. So you're going to take this bottom edge here, fold it in towards the center, crease it nicely, and then take this edge here, fold it into the center, crease it nicely. And then you're going to unfold these, petal fold this flap upwards so that the inside flap here goes along the center line and should end up creasing, reversing that crease and looking something like that. Repeat the same on the other side of the petal fold, so it folds right along the center here, and reversing that valley fold into a mountain fold will bring the crease like that. Now, some of these pieces of paper aren't folded exactly right, so I'm just going to make sure that as I fold each of these, I kind of recrease it and just kind of make it nice and accurate. Okay, so there's our first petal fold. We're going to do that 3 more times. I'm going to flip my model over first to get the first one. Fold it same way. I'm going to do it a little faster and a little less explaining. Folding those into the center, crease them well, open it up, petal fold it upwards, creasing these ones inside, and crease this one inside, making sure to align all of the flaps as you fold it upward and recrease it nicely. Try to get these points fairly accurate, because those are going to be your points here at the end. Okay, flip 1 flap and 2 flaps over. Do the same. Flip 1 flap and 2 flaps over on the back, and do the same petal fold. Folding in towards the center. Fold in towards the center. Petal fold up. Petal fold up. And folding it right along that center line, reversing your creases. Okay, fold that down, flip your model over, repeat. Okay, open that up, petal folded upwards. Make sure it folds along the center line. And make sure the side folds along the central line. Like so. Alright, and then fold that back down. Now what we're going to do is we've got our 4 flaps here, and we're actually going to fold this side over and reveal this extra little flap here, and do the same on the back. Fold 1 flap over and reveal that extra little flap there. Now you're going to fold that little extra flap up, fold it back down, open these creases here and sink fold this inside. So just take your finger underneath, reverse that center crease into a mountain, and tuck that piece of paper underneath. So that when you're done, the sink fold looks like that. Okay, now repeat the same thing on the back. Flip it over, valley fold it up, valley fold it down, open these flaps up, and sink fold it inside. Like so. Alright, now you're going to want to do one more time. Okay, we have to fold this one over once, twice to reveal this flap. Fold this side over once on the back, twice on the back to reveal this little flap here. Now you're going to take this one and sink fold it the same way. Okay, valley fold it up and sink it inside. Like that. And then you're going to flip it over and take this piece here and valley fold it up, valley fold it down, and valley fold this one just to the halfway point. This is going to give us this fold line here. Alright, now we're going to unfold this, valley fold this one upwards so that it lines right up with that valley fold. Okay, now what you're going to do is unfold that, unfold this one, and unfold this piece here. Alright, now you're going to take this fold here, and you're going to valley fold this one all the way up. Sorry, leave this one down. Sorry. You're going to take this, valley fold it all the way up, and valley fold this back down like that. Okay, so that you have this piece sticking down. Now you're going to valley fold this over, valley fold this one over, fold it all the way up, and line it up with this previous one you have here. So it's the same length. Now we need to do that same thing on these other 2 flaps. So I'm just going to fold like all of this stuff over back to this little deal here. And I'm going to fold this one to the right. Fold it all the way up. Valley fold it down to match these little ones in the back. And then valley fold this over. Valley fold this one over. Fold it all the way up. and then valley fold it down to match the other ones, like so. Okay, now we have 4, if I fold this back over, you've got 4 little points. 3 of them are on this side, 3 of them are on the other side. So I'm going to fold these over. So we have this little flap here, and we have the 4 other ones inside here. You can see them all kind of lined up. All right, now at this point, we need to take these pieces, these 4 pieces down here, and make them just a bit smaller. So I'm going to open this up and show you what this looks like here. You're going to take this edge here and this edge here and fold them into the center. So I'm going to take this edge, fold it carefully into the center so it's as accurate as possible, especially when things start getting this small. You need to be accurate. I'm going to take my bone folder and crease this one and use the tip to kind of just help the squash fold line up. And it should look something like this when you're done. You have this edge here that's diagonal. You have this little triangle looking like that, and this edge here along the center. Now you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side here, lining it up in the center as best as you can. Using your finger to open that flap of paper. If you have a bone folder, help your fingers with the bone folder and flap it down. So it should look something like that when you're done. Now you need to do this 3 more times, 1 on each flap. So I'm going to actually flap this one down, flap this one over, do the same thing here. Valley fold it. And open this one up here. And valley fold it. Like so. And fold this one back. So we have this, which is going to be the bottom of our model. Flip the whole thing over and repeat it 2 more times. So open this flap up, fold this one inside, like so. Lay that flap down. Open this one up. And lay that flap down. Like so. And the last one is over here. Flap this one over to the right, open it up, fold it in towards the center. Fold it down. One more time. Like that. Okay, now I should have 4 little flaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one here that is still large and in my way. Now this is when we're going to take this edge here and fold it in towards the center. And take this one here and fold it in towards the center. Like that. Now this is actually going to be the bottom of my model, like this. Now we're going to flip the model over to like the top part. And this is the original side that we have the light squares drawn on there now. Now what we want to do is, the way that we've done this and we've created this line here, we want to continue to keep that line. So I'm actually going to and angle these parts in. Alright? So I'm going to flip this one over, and we do not want to fold it in towards this side. I'm going to flip it one more time so I have this empty piece in here. Then I'm going to flip this one in so that it lines up with this, and I'm going to flip this side in so that it's symmetrical. Okay, now I'm going to flip these two back together because I want them inside. And this is the back of my model, right? Now this one, I'm going to flip it over once, flip it over twice, and fold these in so it matches that angle, and matches the other angle here symmetrically. And I'm using my bone folder to help these creases out. Fold it one more time, down and down. Alright, and here's the back of my model again here. I'm going to flip it over. This is the top of my model here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Fold this inward, and you'll notice that the paper will line up. The designs on the paper will line up and look similar there. And fold this one over the top so it matches just like that. Okay, so we've got all of those edges folded in. Now we're going to take these edges and we want to fold them inside the model. So I'm going to take this and fold it open, one to the left, and this is this edge here where we've got the pointy part coming out. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold just a little triangle, if I open this model up for you, about that big of a triangle in towards the center. Okay, so I'm going to fold this one in. About like so. Alright. Then do the same thing on the opposite side here. Folding it in. Like that. And you're going to do that 3 more times on each of the pieces. Fold those two back together. And that's like the top right hand side. Going to do it on the top left hand side. Open this flap up, fold it in a little bit, just to reshape. Try to make it same as the other side, and fold this side inward. To reshape it. Fold this back down, and now I've got the top 2 flaps completed. Flip my model over, do the same on the back. I'm going to fold this one, the center one, open. Here's the inside. Fold this one inward. Fold the left hand side inward. And then fold these 2 flaps back together, and that's finishing that whole side. Now I'm going to fold this flap over to the right, fold a little triangle inside, valley folding it inside, like so, and fold this edge here inside, like so. And now that completes the final left hand side. So we've completely reshaped the front now. It's much thinner than it was before. Now, this is the bottom of our model. I'm going to flip it over. This is the top of our model. And I'm going to take this corner inside here, and we need to reverse fold it. Inside, reverse fold it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to separate this top so you can see it. I'm going to grab this corner, valley fold it up this way. Crease these 2 together and kind of gently pull it and pivot it so that it's pointing this corner here straight out. Okay, I'm going to do that 3 more times. One on the bottom flap, folding it outwards, valley folding it in, reversing that center into a mountain fold so it looks like that. Then do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to rotate. Take this corner, valley fold it towards the front, crease that, kind of pivot fold it, pull it out just a bit so that it's pointing straight out. And the last one down here, pull this one so it's straight out. Excuse the bell. Like that. Now, to lock the whole model together, I'm going to take this back piece here. I'm going to valley fold it upwards, like so. And I'm just going to like crease that really well. Okay. Then I'm going to take, in the book it says to open this back up and take this corner and fold it in half. I find that actually is a little too tight, and then it kind of keeps popping out like this model here. So I'm going to fold it just a little bit less than half and stick it right inside of this hole here, like so. Okay, like that. And this, in the paper of the from the book, has the 4 little engines on the back of it. Now our last step is to outside reverse fold the tips here. So if you want to, you can valley fold it over like this towards the front and then open it up and outside reverse fold it. I'm going to prefer to just, the paper's so small, and I'm just going to prefer to open it up and valley fold it around, or sorry, outside reverse fold it around. Okay, so there's my first one. I'm going to take this second one on the bottom, push my thumb into the crease and just kind of gently flip the paper over and then pinch it back down into an outside reverse fold. I find that's just easier because the paper is so small there. If it was bigger, I would probably take my time and valley fold it and then outside reverse, but this works just fine. Open that flap up, outside reverse fold it, and recrease it down. So it looks like that. And same thing on the last one, outside reverse fold it, crease it back down, and we've got our finished model. So that is how you fold the Origami X-Wing fighter, designed by Chris Alexander, the designs for which can be found in his book Star Wars Origami.